This is TNT Sports, home of NASCAR's race to the championship.
Dover Downs in Delaware has become a forest of American sea of red, white, and blue, a tribute to heroes. Delaware is a tiny state that has found itself surrounded by the terrible tragedies in Arlington, Virginia to the south, New York City to the north, and neighboring Pennsylvania. Today, another small trip on the road to recovery, a chance to root for the stars and cars, and to salute the stars and stripes.
Race fans, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Miss Candace Myers of Frederick, Maryland, for the singing of God Bless America.
Please feel free to join along. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bill Weber. On behalf of all of us at TNT and our broadcast partner, NBC, it is my pleasure to welcome you to Dover and to welcome back NASCAR racing. Today, it's the MBNA.com 200 for the NASCAR Busch Series. Of course, this series was off last weekend, so it's scheduled unaffected by the horrific events of September 11th. But you should know that the feeling that swept through this track yesterday was that we should be back. The drivers, the crews, NASCAR officials, support personnel, the men and women that work the souvenir rigs, regular people returning to their regular jobs. And the people in the garage and the fans in the grandstands also want you to know that as we get ready to resume the races, we will never forget the faces of the neighbors we have lost and the new heroes we have found. Today, we begin our regular jobs, bringing you the excitement of NASCAR racing and the stories surrounding the teams and the times. Let's begin with Dave Burns.
And one of those stories hits very close to home for a member of the Channel Lock crew, number 11, driver Ron Hornaday. His gas man, Al Larson, has a brother who is a New York City firefighter from Rescue 4 in Queens, New York. He was finishing an 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. shift at the firehouse when the call came in that there was tragedy at the World Trade Center, and he responded to the scene. Al has not heard from his brother since, but Al has spent the last 10 days in New York City attempting to put the pieces together and still hoping to find his brother. They've not done so at this point, and Al asked the team, could I just come to the races because I need a weekend to get away. I need a weekend to find some sort of normalcy back in my life. But he keeps his brother Peter close to his thoughts and close to his heart. Let's go to Liz Allison.
Dave, there is a lot of American spirit here this weekend, and all eyes are on our military. And one of our very own Busch Series guys here, Matt McSwain, who's with the Ryan Newman team, is actually an inactive reserve Marine. And Matt, the key word here is inactive, but you could get called to duty.
Yes, ma'am. Odds are I'd probably volunteer before I even got the call. So, you know, I'm pumped up, ready to go, whatever they need.
His team is very proud of him, and they are ready to go back racing. And, oh, yeah, by the way, they're on the pole today. Marty?
Well, Liz, a lot of talk about the NASCAR Winston Cup Series and the job that they have done in helping the relief effort and giving money. But in the NASCAR Busch Series, it is the same exact case. In fact, sponsors in the Busch Series have already given over $4 million to the relief effort. And today, a possible another $500,000 can go to the relief effort through various programs here. One of the sponsors is Randy LaJoy's sponsor. They have given $1 million to the relief effort. And Randy, 11 days after the tragedy, are you guys ready to go back to work?
Yeah, we are. I mean, Kimberly Clark has donated $1 million. to the relief effort, as a lot of companies have in the United States. And it just goes to show the spirit of America. And, you know, the sporting events are secondary, but, you know, it's just time to get back. And we're gonna prove to the world that, you know, ain't nobody can mess with us.
Before the race, they have done their job and their part in helping the relief effort. Now they're ready to go back to work. To Matt Yoakum.
Jimmy Spencer is the only driver to sweep both races at a single racetrack this week. He's also going for the sweep here at Dover. But he's racing with a heavy heart, but with a lot of pride. Like a lot of other teams here, his sponsor has donated $100,000 to the American Red Cross, and they're donating free shipping for the American Red Cross to help out in this time of need. And Jimmy, I know you're racing with a heavy heart, but in a sport that requires so much concentration, how do you focus today?
That's neat right there, USA. That's the way it is, you know. Well, when we get in this race car, we got to forget about what happened last Tuesday for an hour or two. And we're not going to ever forget it. We're never going to change the way we think about what happened. The terrorist attack, cowards is what they were. And, you know, I just really support the president and Colin Powell and Dick Cheney and just all our generals, all the military, just especially the firefighters and the police. The volunteers, we can talk a whole show about it. So we're going to focus on trying to do well here today for Dover and in Dover's race with the yellow car. I'm so proud of the yellow people donating that money and free freight. It just goes to show you how this country, the one thing that we have has become a lot stronger nation because of this.
Strong sentiments that everyone agrees with. Bill?
Thank you, Matt. The strength of NASCAR racing comes from the support of its fans, a long and loyal line of hardcore fans that have been around for years, and the enthusiasm of new fans eager to watch, learn, and cheer. Today, they began returning to the racetrack and to the sport that they love.
Everybody has to go back to work at some point. I don't see these drivers or any athlete differently. They're all humans. They all hurt. They all have the same type of feelings.
I wanted to come today more than, you know, usual, just because of these events, and I didn't want whoever did this to know that, you know, they're interrupting our lifestyle. So more than ever, I wanted to come this weekend.
You know, we're pretty dedicated racing fans, and we love to be here. We love Dover Downs, and so, you know, you can't stop living your life, unfortunately.
NASCAR races from sea to shining sea. Today, the first laps on a tough racetrack and a more complex race on a symbolic track of strength and spirit, of healing and of hope.
NASCAR Busch Series racing from Dover on TNT is brought to you by General Nutrition Centers. Visit one of GNC's 4,500 stores nationwide to help you live your best life. GNC, live well. And by Napa Auto Parts. We keep America running.